Okay, so hopefully you are on this page. You just clicked to watch this video, and now you're watching this video. So when you're done watching this video, or while you're watching this video, you can pause it, do the following. First, you're going to click on the link, okay? It's going to take you to the individual science fair proposal document. Now, you are not able to edit this. You can't do anything on it, but I can, but it doesn't really matter. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything. Going to copy, Control C. I'm going, copy. I'm going to go File, New Document, and I'm going to paste this document here, okay? Next, what you're going to do is you're going to name this document. So let's say you're in 8C, you're going to say 8C underscore last name, all right, underscore individual science fair proposal. Okay, then once you've done that, you're going to share with CULLIMAN at jfk.edu.mx, and you will send that to me. Okay, you must do this. Do this. All right. Then what you will do is, I'll explain what this is. All right. So now you've got your own individual science fair proposal, and this is going to be your last assessment of the year, and it will be an assessment on criterion B. All right. And I'm going to go through everything right now, so you know what is expected of you. Okay. So we will be brainstorming and doing a lot of stuff, but once you come up with a research question, this is what you must do. All right. You must state your research question and give a detailed explanation of your research question. So you'll go down here, you're going to answer, blah, 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 this is my research question, this is why it's worth researching. Then you will write a hypothesis. You will state your hypothesis and explain in detail your hypothesis using scientific reasoning. Okay, so here's my hypothesis. My hypothesis is that floss is stronger than string. Okay, whatever. Dental floss is stronger than string. So that's your hypothesis. Then you need to explain why you think that hypothesis. You maybe have made observations, or you have, like, it's just an idea that you have, but you must have an explanation for what it is, and you need to justify it using scientific reasoning. So you would say, I think that floss can withhold more force than normal string because it takes more force to floss between your teeth. Okay, so that's something where you are using scientific reasoning. You're talking about force in this case. Okay. Then the last part and the most difficult part is you need to talk about your independent, dependent, constants, control variables, and justify them. All right, justify how testing these will result in an answer to your research question and your hypothesis. And you need to explain how much data you think you're going to need to collect to do this. Remember, you are doing this individually. Every person in the entire generation is going to be doing this. Okay, so you're going to go down here and you're going to start with your independent variable, your dependent variable, and you're going to answer this question. Obviously, the more detail that you put into it, the more thought you put into it, the better score you're going to get. All right, your experimental control. If you have questions about that, that's good. Let me know, and I can help you. And then you'll have to state your constants. What are the things that you're going to have to change, and then talk about how much data you're going to collect. That is all. Now, because you've shared this with me, I can go in and make comments on things, and I will do that. All right, so you need to be checking, and if you have a question for me, email it. Send me a question, and I'll look up your paper, and I will give you some comments. All right. This is really up to you how much feedback you get on this. Okay, and this is, well, I'm about to show you the calendar. So this is going to be your last assessment, and this is what everyone will do. Everyone will have one of these. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, let me know. Now, let's go back to the presentation. So this is where you just clicked away from. Let's look at the calendar. So this is today, May 19th. This is going to go through the calendar through the rest of the year. On Monday, we're going to have another lesson on waves, and we're going to have time to brainstorm ideas. On Tuesday, we're going to be in the computer lab. We're going to do a PhET simulation on sound. If you finish that early, you'll have time to start to research or brainstorm science fair ideas. Next Wednesday, we're going to be in class with iPads. You need to have a research question by this time. Okay? You need to have a research question by this time, and that means that you're working on your individual proposal at this time. And I'll be giving you guys feedback, all of this, checking in with people, all that stuff. There's also going to be a quiz on that day about electricity and waves, and the rest will be work time. May 25th, in the library, we will, I don't know why I said bring your own device. We're going to be in the library that day. And so you're going to have time. Oh, sorry. That should say in lab. In lab. My bad. In lab. And you should bring your own device. And you're going to have time. So let's say you've got a research idea and you want to see if the lab has materials, or just you've got a research idea and you want to start making some observations. We'll be in lab. But it's also going to be a time for you to continue working on your individual science fair proposal. So you can bring your computer or a piece of paper and start working on that. We don't have school next Friday, okay? And it's a professional development day. At the end of the day, your individual science fair proposal is going to be due on turnitin.com, okay? So what you'll do is you're going to go to your individual proposal, you're going to go File, download as Microsoft Word doc, and then you will upload that to turnitin.com by midnight on May 26th. That will be your last assessment of the year. Okay. And I will be, if you have questions, if you're working on that day on the 25th, I'll be doing professional development, and I'll be happy to answer your questions, kind of like what Ms. June did. Okay. So ask me questions that day. The next Monday, bring your device. We're going to be in class. There's going to be some iPads. I'm going to give you your groups. This is when you will get your groups. All right. And you will decide a project. So you're going to show each other your proposals. You're going to decide which one you want to do as a group. And then you're going to begin to work on your group proposal. All right. So your group proposal is going to be like the details, right? It's going to be the materials that you need, procedure that you're going to be following, thinking through, how much data you're going to collect, even more. All right, so that's going to be your group proposal, and you'll have time to work on that on Monday and then Tuesday, and then the first part of the proposal will be due on that Wednesday, and we'll be in lab. And remember, in order to write a really good hypothesis, in order to have a final hypothesis, because you can be changing this stuff all the time, you can change your hypothesis. In order to have a really good hypothesis, you need to collect some data or collect some observations. You're not collecting data yet, you're just making observations. So we're going to be in lab that Wednesday and Thursday making observations about the project that you chose to do as a group, looking at the materials that we've got in lab, all right? So just thinking through more and more what's your procedure going to look like, okay? Then finally, on that next Friday, or that Friday, June 2nd, we're going to be in the computer lab again. I'm going to make a screencast about what I expect your poster to look like. And then you're going to have time to finish your group proposal. Okay, so that'll be pretty much everything's done. It's due at the end of the period. I will give you feedback on it over the weekend. On Monday, we're going to be in class with iPads and stuff, and you will be able to make your last minute changes to your experiment, right? So whatever you're going to do, that's your last day to make any changes. And then we're going to be in lab the rest of the week. All right, we will be in lab Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can be collecting data every day in lab, or you can begin to work on your poster in lab. All right, so that's going to be that week. The next week, June 12th. Oh, it says June 12th all week. Oops. June 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. You're going to be working on the poster. There's going to be a lot of interruptions this week. So you might not have as much time as you think, so you need to really be using your time wisely these days. All right? And then on that Friday, your poster needs to be done, and you're going to present to the class, and you'll get feedback in class on that day. Okay. Then that following Monday in the middle school multipurpose room is the science fair. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to rock it. I can't wait to see what everyone comes up with. I mean, this represents all of the science learning that you've done in middle school. So you kind of have an opportunity to show everyone what you've learned and what you can do. So yeah, you should try hard. And then June 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, those are going to be after science fair. I don't know what we're going to do those days. Something cool, something scientific. And then June 23rd is the last day of school for you guys. So that's that. What I need you to do right now is you're going to be clicking on this link. You're going to be making the proposal, sharing it with me, and making sure that you know what the deal is for science fair. Good luck.